First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. It is cold here in upstate New York, but that does not mean riding season is over. That just means the appropriate gear needs to be worn. And today, I'm going to hop on the bike and show you what I use to keep my ever important fingers, which I need to operate the motorcycle, warm. All right, let's hit the bike.
Welcome to upstate New York in December. If the snow isn't giving it away, it's rather cold here. And most people, unfortunately, put their bikes away. They decide, it's cold, I don't want to, and that bike goes inside. We actually have places up here that charge you $500 a season to keep your bike heated and away. Me, I refuse. I am not putting my bike away. Every year I've had a motorcycle in New York, I've been riding in New York. I'm not saying I do it daily, I don't even do it weekly, but only once have I ever gone 2 weeks without riding. Essentially, if it is going to hit somewhere between 35 and 40, and I haven't ridden in over a week, if it's sunny, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna ride. While it may be cold, it's not too cold to ride. It's certainly uncomfortable, but if it's a sunny day, that helps a lot. It really, really does. And if it has been a week, your tolerance for riding in the cold goes up quite a bit after a week without riding. The important thing is being prepared for that cold. Oh look, we have ice on the road. There is a dilemma, you always got to be careful. Just because it's 40 degrees does not mean the ice is melted. I certainly, slid a little bit there. I certainly wouldn't be up here with my street bike tires, but as long as I'm not stupid, the tires I have do okay. When you start sliding, just keep sliding. Don't brake, don't turn, just relax, and the bike will usually straighten itself out. That said, I have put my KLR 650 down on the ice, and that wasn't fun at all. Honestly, the hardest part about it was trying to get the KLR 650 back on two wheels in the ice. All right, so why are we here today? We are here because if you choose to ride in the winter, you've got to be prepared. Number one, your core has to be warm, and I've already covered that in a bunch of videos about heated vests and heated jackets. But that's going to keep you warm. It's going to keep your core. It's going to keep you going. But it's not going to help you manipulate your controls and ride the motorcycle. For that, you need a decent pair of gloves. Now here in New York, our weather will vary. The temperatures will go from 0 degrees to 45 degrees all through the winter. You just don't know what it's going to be. It can literally be a high of 0 one day and 40 the next, and everywhere in between. For me, I keep a couple of pairs of gloves on standby, and I choose the ones that are appropriate for that weather. Whoa, a lot of ice. I hope that comes out on camera. All that shiny stuff, that's ice. Oh, there's a lot of it right there. Sorry, I'm not talking while on corners. I just want to make sure I don't go over an ice patch. Because if I start sliding on a corner, my only real choice is to let the bike go forward and slide off the road and hopefully hit that soft snow before hitting a tree. This right here is a winter pair of Alpinestars Dry Star gloves. I've had these for 5+ years, and they are my absolute favorite pair of gloves to wear in the winter. Dry Star, they're not Gore-Tex, I don't know what the heck they are, but I'd say they are 99% waterproof and warm. So that means if I'm gonna get rained on and it's cool, I will go ahead and wear these Dry Stars. And if it is going to be anywhere down to 40 degrees, I put these gloves on and they do great. It is 40 degrees out here, and I have my grip warmers on for the palms, but the backs of my hands are not cold at all. And if you take a look here, I do not have Barkbuster Storms. There's no hippo hands here. They're just not needed if it's 40 degrees. The wind is hitting these Alpine Stars Dry Star gloves, and they are keeping me plenty warm. Zero complaints. Now, if I edited this properly, you would not have seen my glove change. But now we've moved into my freezing to 40 degree gloves, and those are my Kemimoto battery powered heated gloves. These are for when it drops down to anything below 40, the wind chill starts to really get cold. And at that point, the wind coming over the backs of my gloves depletes the heat from my hands faster than my hands and the heated grips can generate it. It's just uncomfortable without a decent pair of heated gloves. Now, the good thing about these is they're nearly as warm as my Alpine Stars gloves. They're not as warm, and they're certainly not made as well, but they're really good while the batteries are running at keeping my hands warm. The only downside to them, of course, is they're gonna run out. They don't plug in, they use a proprietary battery. Once these run down, they're just a good pair of gloves. They're not as good as my Alpine Stars. For that reason, when I'm out on a day like today, I have these in case it gets chillier. Like if I'm out and the sun starts to go down at all, the temperature is gonna drop 3, 4, 5 degrees, and I will pull over and put these on. Also, when I'm traveling with these gloves, I always have my Alpine Stars with me for when these run out of power. One more quick change through the magic of editing, and we are Alpine Stars Gore-Tex. I don't remember the name of these, I'll pop it up on the screen, but these gloves I own for one reason and one reason only. When I was going to be crossing the United States at the end of September, across the top of the country, I knew that I was going to hit cold weather, colder weather than I like, colder weather than I'd be willing to ride here in New York. And I hope you can see how massive these are. I would never choose this glove to wear other than for a trip. They are big, they are heavy, and honestly, it feels like I have mittens on trying to hold the controls of the bike. However, they are warm. I have ridden 12 hours below freezing in these gloves with sleet and snow falling on me, and my hands were okay. I'm not going to say they were warm, but at no point did I have numbness, at no point did I have any kind of problem riding below freezing in these gloves. So if you are for any reason going to be doing a trip like me or a trip like Verbal Widget will do, where in fall or winter you're just going to fly out somewhere and ride a bike back, I cannot recommend these enough. They never ever come out unless it's a trip. They were incredibly expensive, but like a good pair of ski gloves or snowboarding gloves, they will keep you dry and at least comfortable no matter what. Highly, highly recommend if you're going to be doing a trip where you cannot avoid the weather. Invest in a pair of these monstrously large and difficult to work in gloves, because they will save your fingers and they'll keep you doing well on the controls. All right, I just wanted to show you what I wear in cold weather, give you some options. If for any reason you're deciding to be slightly insane and ride out like this, wear some gloves, stay warm. All right, if you stuck around, I appreciate it, and take care.